What did you expect? What did you expect was going to happen? It's your fault. All right, I have to include myself. It's our fault. We did this. We bullied him too much. We should have never went this far, man. Fuck. Now we're missing out one of the best storylines of UFC 296 because of our shenanigans. Listen, maybe he deserved it, maybe he didn't. But yeah, Ian Garry has just pulled out of UFC 296 because of the flu. Ain't that weird? The flu.
All right, guys, I know it's out there. There's some speculation that Ian Garry and Luque is off. It is true. It is.
Flu
Ian Garry
game?
started with the flu that turned into pneumonia. So that fight
All
is
of a
off
sudden.
and is not happening. It is true.
What a coincidence. What a coincidence. Surely this comment section is going to be compassionate. Please, guys. I saw a cool comment. I don't remember where I saw it. As soon as I saw the post, it was like Ian Garry likes to sit in the corner and watch. Oh my god. Yo, internet remains undefeated. Undefeated, undisputed champions of the world is the internet. It's what it is. I was actually recording. I posted a video on the fighting business just a few minutes ago, and I was recording the next one. So I was all work mode, and I just saw the post on Instagram from Dana White, posted this, and I was like, there is no way I have to talk about it. And listen, the reality is it's our fault, and I'm kind of making jokes of it, but if we're being for real, fighting in itself is already so much pressure on a human being, right? People get used to it, I understand, but at the end of the day, it's still a fight in front of millions of people, and you know, you risk getting humiliated. That in itself is so much pressure, right? But on top of it, Ian Garry's coming in here with social media, basically the whole MMA community, you know, turning his back on him, and was willing and ready to bully him some more. With, like, especially at the press conference, there was going to be Colby Covington, Tony Ferguson. I'm sure there was going to be some even more fireworks. So as a fighter, if you have this big fight coming up on a Saturday and you're like, damn, I have to already like prepare physically, but also mentally to deal with this stuff, to deal with the amount of pressure that I'll be dealing with. And now leading up to it, I'll have all the other nonsense. You know what I mean? How would I be able to deal with it? And I know it must have felt like very, very heavy on Ian Garry's shoulder. I don't blame him. I was like, I was kind of bound to happen, to be honest, but that's what you signed up for as a fighter, all right? I want to take his defense a little bit just because, like, I'm trying to put myself in his shoes. Like, if I made the decisions, I would have kind of like, you know, you make the decisions, you have to live with your consequences. You have to live with the consequences of the decisions you make. But at the same time, you kind of try to feel empathic a little bit for the guy. Like, you have to have a little bit of empathy, right? Just being like, damn, you kind of feel bad for the amount of hate that he's been getting. But at the same time, like I said, when you're willing to dish it out the way he does, what he did to Neil Magny, and then after that, not being able to take it back, you know what I mean? You put your life out there, you carry a camera around, you do the whole social media shtick, but then when criticism come back your way, you can't do it the same way. It's just, it's contradictory, a bit hypocritical. So that's where it's like, all right, I don't feel as bad for the guy because, you know, you made the decisions, you know, yourself. You signed up for this, and now you're not able to walk the way you did it. So that's where it's like, yeah, I lose a little bit of like my emotions towards him. Like, oh, you decided to put yourself in this situation, and you didn't have to go this far, but you did. So in the end, it's like, it's your responsibility. But, you know, it's still a bit of a like, here, my cat is right here, willing to listen to me talk about this. But it's still a bit of a fucked up situation because as much as we made fun of him, it was going to be a fun fight. And the whole storyline, the whole press conference, it was kind of like the major thing that we were, you know, looking up to, you know, waiting to happen. So, for some reason, it does feel a little bit sad that whole storyline is now gone from UFC 296. All of the past pay-per-views, UFC 295, 294, it was all like pullouts and stuff like that. And I was like really hoping that this card remained together just because it was so well put out and there was going to be so much, you know, fun fights to go through. But yeah, I guess we can't get what we want. In the end, we maybe have to look at ourselves in the mirror, take responsibility for our actions, and fighters are still humans. Maybe we pushed it a little bit too much, because yeah, this is what it is. How much do you think, what's the probability, the percentage that it's actually the flu? How much is it? There's no way. There's no way it's actually that, right? There's absolutely no way. The coincidence is way too big. This is really what we have to deal with right now. It's absolutely insane. Oh man, so I'm looking at this stuff on IG, and this is what Ariel Helwani just posted. Spoke to Ian Garry briefly this evening. Here's what he had to say about his withdrawal from UFC 296. I have pneumonia. They tried everything to help me. In the end, UFC doctor said there's no chance I can fight. The UFC doctor made the call. This annoys me more than anyone. I want to fight. It's my favorite thing to do. It's absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. How would it become the most unlikable fighter of all time speedrun? That's insane. That's insane. Like, Ian Garry's like downfall is like astronomical. Literally astronomical. I've never seen such a quick downfall in terms of, not his skills and attributes, but like his lovability and likability towards, with the MMA community. It's insane. I've never seen another, downfall like this. It's insane. Threw all that dirt on Magny and talked all that shit. Don't know stones in a glass house. We all know why he dropped out. He doesn't want to get embarrassed. Reality. It's not even just embarrassed like, in a fight, but it's embarrassed for the decisions you make as a person. It's difficult sometimes to back up your words in front of all of these people. And if you're not right, if you don't have a correct amount of comments to backtrack your statements, you're going to look foolish. So it was pressure on top of pressure on top of pressure, humiliation waiting to happen. And he decided to just bow out. And I don't blame him. I really don't. Listen, it is what it is. At the end of the day, if you can't take it, don't dish it. And that's just, I guess, the moral of the story. And also, we have to look at each other in the mirror and just take responsibility for action. Let's stop bullying.